Assalamu alaikum children. Thank you for being here today. I am Untitled English teacher, currently works in Alif Atoll Education Center, Ruston. I am here today to talk to you about narrative emails. The following are the learning intentions and success criteria for today's lesson. We are learning to write a narrative email using informal register. To have an overview of the narrative emails. Success criteria. I will be successful if I can write a narrative email using informal register. Inshallah, after this presentation, you all will be writing excellent narrative emails. What is narrative email? Narrative emails are written to a friend, describe a series of events in the recent past. They are similar in some ways to a telephone call. Suppose you pick up your mobile phone to tell your friend all about something which has just happened to you, like a hot news. There are three types of narrative emails. Type 1 situation, something that happened to you in everyday life. That is the first possible situation. See the first picture, she gets stuck in a lift. See the second picture, you meet a famous person in a restaurant. Maybe the international football player, great legend Lionel Messi, or maybe the Maldivian president. Something you have done that is daring is the second probable situation. For example, you went skydiving and your friend knows you are scared about heights. Still, you went for it and you are keen to tell your friend all about the incident to your friend. Possible situation 2. You went scuba diving and your friend knows your fear of water. Still you went for it. Probable situation 3. Happiest or proudest moment in your life. Look at that picture. How happy that person is. You lost enough weight to fit into your favorite clothes. See the second picture. You met a member of your family for the first time in your life. Perhaps they had been living abroad. How happy you will be. When you write a narrative email, remember to write chronologically. Write about the events in the same order they actually happened, including a definite beginning, a climax, the most dramatic and interesting moment in the story. Set the scene using WH question, include time sequence phrases, include connectors, include feelings and how they change during the narrative, create interest, personalize and support. Here I share with you previously asked narrative emails. The first one was asked in October-November 2014, whereas the second one was asked May-June 2015. Both are narrative emails. Soon after this presentation, you can work out with these past paper questions. Basic plan of narrative emails. Like other informal emails, as usual, introduction, body of the email, conclusion of the email. First of all, the introduction. The most important thing about the introduction is to keep it short. Why you have to keep it short? Because you are keen to tell your friend all about the incident as you find interesting or exciting. The main purpose of the introduction to create interest in the story you are going to relate. Don't not forget to mention when the incident happened. For example, this morning, this afternoon, just now. Second one, body of the email. As I told you before, you have to set the scene. How you have to set the scene? You have to set the scene by using WH questions like this. You have to answer all these questions. Who were you? What were you doing? Where were you? When were you there? Why were you there? A few time sequence phrases are listed below. Include in your email at least 3 time sequence phrases include. We had only just sat down at our desk when the fire alarm went off. The minute I walked into the room, I noticed something strange. After what seemed like ages, the lift door opened. For the first time in my life, within no time. So, use or include at least 3 time sequence phrases in your email. As you know, narrative emails are time bound. Compared to other informal emails, narrative emails are time bound. Use appropriate connectors as well. And, but, until, although. You can add some more to this list. Next, feelings. Show related feelings and how they change during the narrative. Suppose you get stuck in a lift. What will be your feeling? You will be upset and scared. Soon after, your lift operator came and fixed the trouble. Now, how do you feel now? You relieved your attention? So in your email, show relevant feelings and how they change during the narrative. That's what you have to show in your writing. So at least use 3 types of feelings phrases. For example, I was disappointed to learn that. I was horrified to realize that. We were delighted to see that. I was amazed to discover that. I was furious to hear that. Now, personalizing and support phrases. There are 2 ways of personalizing. You can personalize yourself and also you can personalize your friend. Personalizing ourselves. Examples. You know me, how frightened I am of being alone or heights. You know me, I always panic in emergencies. I don't need to tell you how excited I was. When you personalize your friend by referring to his characteristics, abilities, likes and dislikes, you are his best friend and you know what is his likes and dislikes, interest and his characteristics, right? So it's a shame you were in there. Remember to add support. I wish you had been there, you would have known what to do. I wonder what you would have done. So use at least 3 personalization phrases in your writing, both personalizing yourself and personalizing your friend. Finally, conclusion of the email. As I told you before, just like the introduction, keep it short. Examples. Well, I must dash now. I have to tell Sam all about it. That's enough. Very short introduction, right? I think it was probably one of the happiest moments I can ever remember. That's all for the conclusion. Keep it very short, like the introduction. Here I have shared a sample narrative email and answer. And I have also marked important phrases using different colors for your better knowledge. Write an email to your friend about a person you met recently. Dear Emily, you will never guess who I saw when I was at Mario's with Fumiko a few minutes ago. Here I keep the introduction very short. You'll never guess who I saw when I was at Mario's. With whom? With Fumiko. I try to answer the WH question. Then I have mentioned the time a few minutes ago when the incident happened. Second sentence. We were sitting at our favorite table. See here. Here I answer the WH question. Where were you? We were sitting at our favorite table near the window, looking forward to a relaxing meal and trying to order what to order. You know how difficult that is when everything is so delicious. Here you can see two personalization phrases marked in yellow color for your better knowledge. See here, you know how difficult that is when everything is so delicious. That is an example for what? Personalizing ours. Next paragraph. We were just about to call the waiter when suddenly we were disturbed by the noise of a large group of people coming into the restaurant. I tried to see what the fuss was about, but it was impossible because of the camera flashes. The phrases I have marked with green color, they are time sequence phrases. As I told you before, narrative emails are time bound. At least 3 time sequence phrases you have to use in your writing, your email writing. Time sequence phrase. We were just about when suddenly, both are time sequence phrases, and use appropriate connectors as well, but because of both are connected or linking words. Next paragraph. It wasn't until sometimes later, when I went to wash my hands, that I got a clear view and was amazed to see the president himself. Here you see, it was in the until sometimes later. What is that? Time sequence phrases. When? Time sequence phrases. And was amazed to see the president himself. What is that? Feelings. I told you, you have to use feelings, and you have to use at least 3 types of feelings and show your feelings according to the mood of the story. You have to change your feelings according to the mood of the story. I don't need to tell you how excited I was. I stared in surprise for what seemed like ages. I decided to get his autograph before he left and went to get some paper from Fumiko. Just to mention the name Fumiko, that is also an example of personalizing. And I don't need to tell you, that is also an example of personalizing. I don't need to tell you, right? Personalizing ourselves. How excited I was. The feeling has been changed. Now he is excited. I stared in surprise for what seemed like ages. See here, now excited. The excitement has been changed to surprise. According to the mood of the story, the feelings has been changed. And I decided to get his autograph before he left and went to get some paper from Fumiko. I told you, and is a connector. That is marked in red color. Next paragraph. Just as I was about to approach the president, the whole group left as noisily as when they had arrived. I was disappointed to realize I had missed the chance of a lifetime. See how the feelings has been changed here. Now he is feeling disappointed. Before he was excited, surprised, and again now disappointed. So show your feelings according to the mood of the story, right? And the last but not least, the conclusion. Don't you wish you had been there? must dash to see if there is anything about on the local news. So keep it, as I told you before, keep the conclusion very short. Okay. Okay. Here I share with you a peer analysis checklist so that you can check your email after you complete writing. Right? So in the introduction you have to check whether does it start with an apology? Is the time of the incident mentioned? Is the introduction short? So you are not allowed to start your introduction using apology. Why? As I told you, you are keen to tell you all about something that happened to you. So that apology type of introduction like I am sorry, I haven't written, I haven't mailed you for a long time, that type of introduction you cannot use here. Right? We don't have time for that. You are keen to talk about the incident happened to you. You are excited to talk about that. Right? Then is the time of the incident mentioned. You have to mention the time, this morning, this afternoon, what time the incident happened, you have to mention. Don't forget. Is the introduction short? Yes, you have to keep the introduction very short. Body of the email. Is the scene set? How to set the scene? Do you remember? How to set the scene? Use answering all those WH question. You can set the scene. Then, which of the following questions are answered in setting the scene? So, I told you, who were you with? What were you doing? Where were you? When were you there? Why were you there? So, try to answer all these WH questions to set the scene. Are the time sequence phrases included? How many I told? At least 3. How many time sequence phrases can you find? At least 3 you have to find. Our connectors are used. I told you use appropriate connectors as well. Our personalizing and support phrases are used. Right, personalizing, I told you there are two ways of personalizing. Try to use both. Write down all the personalizing phrases used by the writer. Write down all the support phrases used by the writer. And our feelings of the writer included. Check it. Note down all the words or phrases that describe the writer's feelings. Okay. Last one. Conclusion. Is the conclusion short? You have to keep it short. And does the conclusion introduce a no topic? It should not introduce a no topic. There should be a definite climax for a narrative email. That's all for today. I hope you all have enjoyed my lesson. Thank you. Stay safe and keep on practicing English.